How's it going, everybody? Guess who's back? Anyways, the other day I was talking to a shipmate in school for the Mark 38 Mod 225mm cannon, and we talked about civilians with guns, and he says he doesn't believe in it, and I said, the whole fight tyranny, all that sort of thing. He said, what are civilians going to do against the U.S. military? I said, no, and I didn't want to get into it there at school with other people, just wasn't a good time for it, but it's estimated that there's 80 million legal gun owners in this country. I will say if only 5 million take up arms, that more than doubles the number of active and reserve military members that we currently have. So that alone puts it to 5 million against 2.2 million. Half of those 2.2 million would never actually see the front lines until the front lines came to them. And also, it's pretty safe to say many of them would never follow the orders to fight against their families, their friends. So it's really not what can we do, it's what will the government do? What can they do? We're not willing to bombard a town halfway across the world with artillery fire for fear of upsetting people or hurting civilians. So we're obviously not going to do that very same action over here. We don't have to worry about a C-130 flying off from Edwards or off at Air Force Base and just dropping howitzer shells on us. We don't have to worry about a destroyer or a cruiser off the east or west coast or in the Gulf of Mexico launching Tomahawk missiles into the heartland. Those are things we don't have to worry about because the government's not willing to go to that distance to win against people halfway across the world. They're not going to do that to people here at home. They're not going to destroy their own country to defeat their own people. Whether they like us or not, they're not going to do that. So it'd be about 2 or 3 on 1 at least. I think 5 million is a little bit low for what would actually happen. I feel it'd be 7 to 10 million probably that would actually rise up. But anyways, that's what so many people don't understand about the civilian versus military in the discussion about firearms and defense against tyranny, is that the government will not do what it takes to actually win a war with the numbers of legally owned firearms there are. Not to mention that many, I'm going to even be willing to say most gun owners have more than one gun. So that 80 million people with guns could quickly become 160 million. And that's not even counting the legally owned guns that many people have, the class 3s that nobody's reported. The little gangbangers and all that. Who knows what they would do, though. Don't really care about them. But anyways, that's just the point I felt I would make with this video, is that out of 80 million or so estimated gun owners, I think it'd be safe to say between a 7th and a 10th of them would show up to fight if it came to it. I would really hope that all 80 million would just show up, and say, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. But I believe a 7th to a 10th would be sufficient to do what we need to do if it came down to that, and to ensure liberty and freedom in this nation. So just mention that next time somebody wants to bring up the, United States military is so big, so powerful, all this technology. More than half that technology won't be used against us in a fight. So it's really pointless for us to have it because we're not even using it against other people. Anyway, fair winds and following seas, everybody. Stay safe out there. Enjoy yourselves.